So the visibility is fluctuating between reasonable and undrivable. 15 kilometers to Udaipur. It looks like it will take me 45 minutes to get to Udaipur under these conditions. Fortunately, before the storm and the rain set in, we had taken a break for tea, had light breakfasts. So that way, yeah, one less thing to worry about. We'll drive straight through Udaipur and head for Ajmer before taking a lunch break. Currently circumventing Udaipur, not entered city limits, taking the bypass, headed towards Ajmer now. There is Nathdwara on the way. Nathdwara is around 44 kilometers further from here. Roads are slightly in bad shape, and the weather conditions also contributing to further slowing us down. We have left Udaipur city behind us. Now we are on a stretch towards Nathdwara, and from Nathdwara on to Ajmer. Traffic has eased relatively little bit because it had got a little congested, especially within those city limits. Huge line of trucks near the industrial area. So that's behind us now. However, the weather continues to be adverse, and that is likely to slow us down. It was very pleasant in the morning before it had rained. Temperatures were low, and it was quite a pleasant drive. All of a sudden, things changed for the worse. Almost like a hill station now. Wayanad or Ooty, or that's the kind of feel one is getting. Small tunnel ahead. Visit the smart city of lakes again, it says. So city of lakes, Udaipur. Ajmer is 250 kilometers away. 250 kilometers under these conditions should take 4 to 5 hours. Perhaps more, so I haven't seen the condition of the road. It's certainly not as good as the one between Rajasthan and Udaipur. Visibility continues to be a challenge. The traffic has thinned out a little. We are on our way from Udaipur to Nathdwara, and there's a toll gate ahead. So hopefully roads should be much better after the toll. I wonder if it's got something to do with cyclonic depression in the south, or if it's a separate independent weather system. I know the north sometimes gets winter rains. And Gomati Chauraha Udaipur Highway. 1:15 p.m. and 180 kilometers to Ajmer. We are taking lunch break. So we're stopping for lunch. We'll have some nice Rajasthani thali for lunch today. Lunch has arrived, Rajasthani thali. I think we're getting a raw deal. In any case, some chapati, rice, 2 kinds of dal. That's lunch. Visibility continues to be poor. We are on the stretch towards Ajmer, and roads are beginning to look like national highways in Kerala, particularly North Kerala. 2-lane roads with no median, and this again is slowing down traffic. Weather is playing its part. So talking about weather, suddenly I realized I'm in Rajasthan, in the sense at the place I had lunch, the water in the wash basin was ice cold, because I've been driving for the last 3 days, and mostly through coastal parts of the country. It wasn't so cold. Water wasn't so cold anywhere else. It's completely smooth. All of a sudden, stark reminder that yes, winter's here, and then you are in the middle of North India. So we're headed to a place called Bean. Should be around 60 kilometers from Bean, and then onwards to Ajmer. And from Ajmer, another 130 kilometers to Jaipur. It's 2:40 p.m. I'm hoping by 7 p.m. we should be in Jaipur. uh, 1,915 kilometers on the odometer. That is the time since we started the journey. PM, 1,930 kilometers, and still on our way to Ajmer. Condition of the road and weather conditions are considerably slowing us down. Now thus we still hope to reach Jaipur by 7 p.m. Currently we are in Baghat industrial area. That should be somewhere on the outskirts of Ajmer, I would imagine. And there is a toll gate 1 kilometers ahead of us. Visibility is not very good, but drivable. 4:20 p.m. We have done 2005 kilometers, 2005 kilometers. In a small town called Byavar. It's pronounced Byavar, and less than 200 kilometers to our final destination now. Should hopefully reach by 7 if the traffic conditions aren't too shabby. I don't know if these kinds of rains are routine for this time of the year in this part of the country, but certainly it did rain for a good 5-6 hours, making our journey a little difficult. It slowed down traffic considerably. We had to take breaks a couple of times. Visibility had dipped. Less than 50 kilometers to Ajmer, and then we head towards Jaipur. Oh, finally we have 6 lane after a long time. So if this stays for some distance, I suppose we should get there sooner. I'm not so sure if the 6 lane would persist, would stay. We've seen that 6 lane has got narrowed to 4 lane, and 4 lane has got narrowed to 2 lanes, and so on. So I hope we have a decent stretch of road till Ajmer. Whole day it was overcast, especially very pleasant in the morning. No sunshine, there was no harsh heat, but the kind of downpour that ensued, I never thought it could rain like this in this part of the country. And Jaipur is known to be a semi-arid place, or Rajasthan state is known for its desert-like conditions and all of that. So we are quite taken by surprise, the intensity of downpour. A 6 lane road immediately takes away stress from driving. 4:30 p.m. 2020 kilometers since we left home. In under 3 hours, 2.5 hours, we should be able to reach our destination. Getting some water refill and some fuel. Possibly the last refueling. We topped up in Gujarat in the morning, and petrol was at 96 rupees per liter. And here in Rajasthan, same day, it's 106 rupees per liter. So 10 rupee differential. Clear price arbitrage. In Maharashtra it was 110, by the way. That was of course a couple of days back. Unlikely prices would have changed. Google tells me it would take 2 hours 15 minutes to reach Jaipur. I'm hoping to get there before sunset, before I will have to face beams of the oncoming traffic. 4:50 p.m. Maybe an hour's drive before people will start switching on their headlights. "5:45 p.m. approaching possibly the last toll booth of our journey. We're within an hour from Jaipur. So we are at Kishanga toll plaza, possibly the last toll booth of our journey. Should reach our destination next 80 minutes, a little more than an hour. "5:50 p.m. and 2,100 kilometers on the odometer. It's taken us 4 days to cover this distance. So we are back to a little bit of night driving. It's not yet 6 p.m. It's become pretty dark. It's winter, plus it's a rainy day generally. Sky is overcast. Reminds me of how I started in the morning, because it was still dark when we started today. 5:30 in the morning, and it's 5:55 now. Driving for over 12 hours today. Within another hour, hopefully by 7 we should reach a destination. Hoping to reach Jaipur within an hour now. I've done 2,125 kilometers. Coming to the close of the 4th day. We started on 15th November. 15th night we halted at Belgaum. 16th we started from Belgaum, resumed through Satara, Pune to Navi Mumbai, and halted at Vasai. On day 3 we traveled from Vasai to Baroda. That was relatively a shorter trip. We stopped the journey at around 3. We reached Baroda by 3, so we didn't choose to drive after that. So today is the 4th day, and we left Baroda around 5:30 in the morning. It's 6:15 p.m. now. Been driving for a little more than 12 hours now, and within the next hour we should reach our destination. So it's been a 4-day drive all the way from Kannur in Kerala to Jaipur in Rajasthan, covering the states of Kerala, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Gujarat, and eventually Rajasthan. The petrol prices were varying incidentally, and I've seen the fluctuation is between 95 rupees and 110. So I believe the cheapest was in Gujarat, and Maharashtra it was at 110. Kerala was charging around 105 if I remember correctly, I'm not sure. Rajasthan is 106 rupees per liter. Traffic is slowed down a little bit. This is not the speed with which people normally drive on the expressway. I think it's because of nightfall and also weather, in the sense it's like a little bit of visibility issue also. It's cold. (6:45 p.m.) 2,160 kilometers. Should reach within the next 15 minutes. So we are getting off the Ajmer Delhi highway, and we are going to be entering the Manipal University Jaipur campus, which is where we are headed. So that concludes our epic 4-day trip. We've reached 7:19 p.m. and the odometer is showing 2,171 kilometers, 2,172 kilometers, and that is where the 4-day trip ends. So finally we are at the guest house in the university. Finished dinner, a really exhausting long drive. Just want to get to the bed and go to sleep. So this is a night view of the university. I'm in the guest house. What you see across is actually the student hostels. And so that is the administrative building of the university. I'm going to be exploring Jaipur city in the coming days. It's been a long, tiring drive, so time to get some good sleep. Nice warm bed. So that is that then.